He's gonna flash and peek. 3, 2, 1. Breach flash mid.
One enemy.
How to predict your opponents. Also, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me. Now, predicting opponents comes with experience, and it's an underrated concept that can help you win more rounds. You can quickly get better by considering these two major factors: understanding the opponent position and pattern recognition. So to understand the opponent's positioning, you have to pay attention to the other team's Asia composition, economy status, and their ult status. That being said, players position themselves according to their abilities. For example, if you're versing a Sage on Split, you generally know that they're going to use their utility on B Heaven. If you're versing a Jet, you should expect an aggressive peek to start the round. If you're versing a Skye on Bind, you should expect her to pop flash you. And say if you're versing a Sova on Ascent, then you should be ready to shoot that recon arrow. So stop running in like a little Timmy and focus on how your opponent uses their utility. This gives away their location for future rounds, and it prepares you for counterplays. For example, you should have a player staying back to swing after a Skye flashes, or maybe you want to buy an operator to hold the angle that a Jet always swings. Moving on, players position themselves based on their economy. If the enemy team is broke, you should expect them to run it down with Spectres, do a slow default with Sheriffs, and most importantly, playing in close quarters with a shotgun. I cannot tell you the amount of times people forget about shotguns on low buy rounds. Just look at this clip. Alright, Brim smoked it. He could be playing in the smoke with the shorty. Nice.
Sweet, got a pick, push on site.
Can you stun this Neon?
Cypher, watch me, I'm gonna dog.
KJ still here.
In this cubby, in my smoke. On the other hand, if the enemy team is rich, you need to see if they can afford an op and let your teammates know about it as well. People dry swing with no util way too often, and if the opponent buys an op, it can destroy our momentum very fast. So always pay attention if anyone has above 4,700 credits, and be prepared to counter an op by using flashes, drones, and smokes before peeking. You can also predict players based off their ult status. Players will play off their ultimate and go for ult orbs if they're one off their ult. For example, if a Sage has res, there's a high chance that if you rotate off a kill, the Sage is going to try to res it, so maybe you want to bait the res. If a Raze has her ult, she may aggressively entry onto a site or aggressively push you if you group up too much. If Chamber has his ult, he's going to use it on a low buy round, so you shouldn't dry peek without using some sort of utility. Agents like Sova and Brimstone can both delay the plant or use their ults for post plant, so it's important to be prepared for their ults going into the round. Look at this clip where my Viper ults for post plant, but the enemy team has a breach ult, so I changed my position. I'm gonna play in the ult with you. They have breach ult, so actually, I'm not gonna play in the ult with you. Someone ping the bomb.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
So remember, agent composition, economy, and ult status determine player positioning. And next time you're in a buy round, instead of mindlessly jumping around, click tab and start asking yourself, what would I do if I was in the opponent team situation? So the next major factor in predicting your opponents is pattern recognition. Pattern recognition requires you to actively think about things such as where each agent on the enemy team likes to play, how each opponent likes to play, either aggressive, passive, maybe even a lurk role, how fast the opponent team rotates, or even what site the opponents have the most success in executing or holding. The goal of pattern recognition is to understand the timing and the playstyle of the opponent team based off their previous actions. As you gather information about their tendencies, you can start to formulate ideas and observe gaps in their holds and executes. For example, if your team got rolled by a flank, then you should always expect a flank, especially in low ranks because players keep doing the same strategies.
Look, I'm gonna throw my smoke here. It's 200 IQ. He's gonna flash us. I'm gonna throw my smoke here. I won't get flash.
It's straight up days for you.
See that?
Take a look at this overtime clip where I know someone usually likes to play ropes, so I prepare a fast counterplay for him.
I got one.
Many high-ranked players do pattern recognition without even realizing it.
I'm just gonna hold for the wide swing. This guy's gonna keep swinging.
So what do pros say about predicting?
The way you predict stuff is insane.
I don't even know, bro. Use above.
I don't know, guys. Like, it's hard for me to explain. Like, I just know what they're doing. You know, like if they're executing like a site, I know a lot of times like how they're pathing and like where openings are.
So let me clarify what he said. To understand the pathing of the opponents, you need to be taking mental notes throughout the game. You gotta get a feel for the timing and the pacing of the opponent team by thinking about their position, peaks, and their utility usage. Even AI developers for FPS bots say that predicting opponent positioning requires understanding of where each opponent usually plays, and they can estimate the likelihood of an opponent location based on the information they have at a certain point in time. Again, getting good at pattern recognition will take time, and pros that make this look easy have thousands of hours of FPS experience, and they're used to many different scenarios. However, by understanding the opponent's positioning and actively thinking about patterns in the opponent's playstyle, you too can quickly get better at making predictions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it would really mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one.